Okay, welcome back. We're here with Circuit Court as well as Orphans Court. And whenever you're ready, you can begin your presentation.
Okay. Should have asked for orientation first, but my name is Lionel Moore. I'm the court administrator for the Circuit Court for Baltimore City. I want to thank you all for this opportunity to come and speak with you today concerning the court's budget. On behalf of the judges and the Chief Judge, Judge Carrion, who sends her thanks and welcome, and she was very excited to have this opportunity for me to come here and speak to you all today. So let's get started. This, of course, outlines the court's org chart in a very small way, by the way. So I won't dwell on any because it doesn't outline the ancillary departments under the court, but this is just the basic structure. The Circuit Court for Baltimore City is not an agency. I'm sure all you know that. But let me go back. Okay. But a separate branch of government under the Maryland Judiciary. It is a state trial court of general jurisdiction and the only court in Baltimore City that conducts jury trials. It is the goal of the Circuit Court for Baltimore City to provide meaningful access to the justice system by the timely, efficient, and fair processing of all cases. The fiscal goals for 2026, I will refer you to the major operating budget highlights under the slide, Service 817. Service description. As you can see here, our pillars are prioritizing our youth. For FY2026, our budget is $30 million, I believe I can see that, $30 million and some. FY2026, I think that says positions. Positions are 134. The service is part of the service description for the court is part of the Judiciary of Maryland as a co-equal branch of government established by Article 4 of the State Constitution of Maryland to preside over the 8th Judicial Circuit, which we are under. Our operating budget is $2.2 million for the jury. Well, let's say the cost, and part of our operating budget is $2.2 million for the daily jury compensation fund. The recommended budget, I need to get my slides. I can't see that. Thank you. Where we go? Oh. It's back to back, okay. Thank you. The recommended budget maintains the funding to continue providing a 30-day stipend to jurors, which was increased in fiscal year 2024. We also are allocating $165,000 for various facility and maintenance costs at the courthouse, which are ongoing every day. Allocating $270,000 for additional staff to support a newly created, it's not a judge position. These are full-time attorneys to operate or to process MRIM foreclosure cases, which we give total thanks to Councilwoman Ramos for her work on this. We really appreciate it. The budget includes funding for the creation of these positions, and they will be formally created following adoption of the fiscal year 26 budget. Funding an additional operations specialist position is also requested in our FY26 budget. The agency also transfers a court secretary 2 position from the general fund to state funds. And that's in a nutshell what we're doing. So I'll take questions if there are any.
Thank you. So we're going to do the Orphans Court presentation next, and then we're going to do the questions together. And whenever you're ready, you can sit in one of those two.
Sounds good. Thank you.
Yep. And you don't have to, for the presenter for the Orphans Court, you don't have to read it word by word. You don't have to read the presentation word by word. We receive these ahead of time. You can just hit your points.
Well, I didn't plan on reading everyone can read it. You don't need me to just rehash what is contained. But my name is Lewin Garrett. I'm the chief judge of the Orphans Court in Baltimore City. We are a different entity than the circuit court. And that's one thing, and at the end of everything, I'm gonna circle right back to that because that's critical. The circuit court is a state institution. We are a city agency, and that's one of the drastic big difference. Now, over the past couple of years, and our budget is about $820,000 and some odd cents. It's not even $1 million. But that doesn't take away from the importance of the orphan school when you need it. And obviously, we come into play when someone dies, and we had to deal with the property and assets of that person. And for those families, because when someone dies, life goes on. You have to pay your bills, you have to pay your mortgage card notes and everything, and that's when they come to us. One of the most important things we do is try to do everything properly. Now, the budget department has worked tremendously with us and tried to give us things we need. Last year, if you might recall, we were trying to update, and we still are in the process of updating the Orphans Court so we can respond to clients and to people, the citizens of Baltimore that come into our court. Because when someone dies, it's a traumatic time for anyone. Unfortunately, about 6 months ago, I lost my father. And I've been practicing law almost 48 years, been sitting over there 28 years. And even I do this day in and day out, but it's still, it's an awakening period. And you can feel what the stress, the trauma the family goes through at that time. So our function is very important because we have to dispose of those assets and distribute them and make sure the people that the decedent left behind, they are taken care of as much as we can within the intentions of what the decedent wanted to be done. So the reason I mention all of that is that being a city agency, again, the budget and human resources have worked with us. It's still one of the things we need to be recognized is as a city agency. Obviously our budget comes from here, our benefits come from the city and everything else. And again, the budget office, every time we need something done, we have to call them and they respond tremendously to us. So we have no issue. And we have to commend them really for what they have done over the years to try to address our concerns. But again, one of the major concerns, and we could do much more if we, with our technology and maintenance, if we are, and even the benefits. One of the things, I mentioned the benefits earlier, our benefits do come from the city, but once we are still trying to get other benefits that any employee in the city receive. But we're a lot of times the city say you are a state entity, and we are not. And the statute, in fact, I brought the statute over. If you want to read it, it specifically said we are under the jurisdiction of each county, and in this case, the city.
The city, right.
That we are, and it's a plain meaning.
Yes, sir.
It's not
ambiguous. And Judge, right now we want to get into your overview within your presentation.
The bottom line right now, as was stated in our mission, technology service, and don't have to go through the specific slides. They speak for themselves. And if we can continue in that vein, I believe everything with the Orphans Court and get those other things that I mentioned, I will talk about, then I think we can do our job and what we were put there in the first place to help people at a very critical time. Okay.
And thank you both. We're going to start with questions from, and sir, if you could sit at one of those tables just in case we have a question for you. Thank you, Judge. And we're going to start with Councilman Gray.
Thank you, Chair. Thank you guys for all you do to keep our judicial system running and just being great stewards for the city. I just have one quick question. We recently transferred our paper-based system over to digital. As far as like with the courts, how's that going so far?
Okay, so you're talking about the conversion to electronic case filing?
Yes.
Is going quite well. We just had our anniversary of the conversion in May. So we are very satisfied with it. We're still working out kinks associated with it. But it is working as it intended. It was intended to work. So again, we're very satisfied with it.
That was the only question I had. Welcome to the 21st century.
How about that?
Councilwoman Ramos.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Also, Mr. Moore, thank you very much to the courts, and please pass our thanks to Judge Carrion as well. The in-rem work that we're all doing together is frankly game-changing, and so I appreciate the court's real priority on this. And so, you know, from your presentation, there's actually two allocations that you were able to get, one from the state for adding more hours or an additional magistrate. And then our match was to be able to add more staff to be able to help through that. And so we're happy to do it because we feel like, you know, I've watched those cases. Magistrate Welsh is pretty amazing, and she runs through and does a lot of great work and is very detailed. So I just want to thank you very much and please pass along our thanks to the court for that, and that we want to try to support the court as much as needed to be able to get these cases through. And hopefully, with these allocations, the capacity for the in-rem cases will double, maybe triple, we'll see. You're still working through it, right?
Well, it's certainly our hope that we'll see a substantial increase in the disposition of those cases. Everyone is excited about it. I've been watching I was aware that there were two allocations, but I probably only mentioned one, but I was aware of that. And the last email I saw was that we were waiting on the matching funds to be obtained, but so it's there now and it's in our budget. That's good. So today I finalized the position descriptions for the conversions from the part-time to full-time, and now we're going to send it to compensation for review.
Great. I'm so glad that that's been done so we can get that right away to be able to get that done. And so we'll just continue to monitor to see how it's going. If there's anything else that you or Judge Carrion needs or Magistrate Welsh needs, you know, let us know, because this is pretty amazing. And for my colleagues, just so you know, the court hears in-rem cases every Wednesday morning, and they're virtual, so you can call in. You can't talk; they won't let you talk, but at least to listen. And we've already through in-rem, we implemented it kind of late because of COVID. But we've acquired, the city has acquired over 300 properties, and in pretty lightning speed. It's a 6-month process. So this is going to this allocation that we have here of the 270,000 from the city and 300,000 from the state is going to ramp that up exponentially. So it's great. And there isn't anybody for the mayor's office here, but I want to thank the mayor's office as well. And you know, all the partners that have been involved with the in-rem process. This is a big deal. And of course the state for their Senate President Ferguson and also Chair Clippinger, who is a part of this. So this is a big deal, and I'm glad that we're partners in this work. The other question I had was for the Orphans Court. You had said that you're still trying to get to the 21st century. Is that what you said about? You need to turn on your microphone, sir. Thank you.
Yes.
There you go.
Thank you. We are in the process of updating our system. We are now on course marked, which will help tremendously. It limits how many hearings the type of hearings we can have, because if people call in, I'll give you an example. If you are in Virginia or North Carolina, and then you have to come here for a 10-minute hearing, it doesn't make sense many times. And people just can't do it.
Right.
But once we get on course marked, we will be able to do Zoom hearing, and we'll just
And that's already
increase our
baked into your,
efficiency.
that's already baked into your budget?
Yeah, yes, we have been
Okay.
talking, we've been working
Okay.
with the budget.
So you're not asking for more than what's already in your budget?
Not now, but one of the questions that we always come up with is something happens to a system, if it goes down, it's maintenance of the system. Now, you have a contract and everything else, but it's just like going to Giants to buy one item, or going to Sam's and buying 20 of those items, and you pay half the cost. That would save the city money, and then we would have the people to come out much quicker. That's one of the major concerns that we have. And again, the budget, anytime we need anything done of that nature, they respond very quickly
Okay.
to us.
Well, that's
so
good.
I don't have any problem. But you were mentioning property. One of the major issues is when someone dies and leaves, and no one claims the property.
Right,
just
we
sit
have to open up
vacant.
estates first, yeah.
So it usually comes to us, and we have expedited the process a lot so the city can take over the property. But there's just so many more things we can do, and the cost could be minimized if we can get our status clarified.
Okay, well, we can talk further offline with the finance department
Yeah.
about that as well. So thank you both for being here, I really appreciate it. And again, thank you to the circuit court. It's pretty game-changing what we're doing here in Baltimore, it's amazing. Thank you, Madam Chair.
Thank you. In just a second, Councilwoman Ramos, thank you both for joining us. We are now in recess. We will be returning at 6 p.m. for the Sheriff's Department.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.